MHP, setting new standards in sports nutrition.
This is MHP's All Strength USA. From the DV Little Bay Resort in Saint Martin, it's the Nations Challenge Series. 32 men, 8 countries. Who is the strongest nation on the planet? Hi again, everybody. I'm Doug Anderson. Joining me, former World's Strongest Man, Jamie Reeves. And Jamie, today, it's Team Ukraine going against Team Germany, and the Germans are a little banged up.
Well, Reinhard Sauter's got an infection in his hand, so it's going to be very difficult for the Germans. On the other hand, it's difficult anyway. They're going against the defending champions in Team Ukraine.
Well, Team Ukraine looks to be on their way to the final with a win this afternoon. They can clinch that. Is there any challenge with Team Ukraine maybe giving away events while preparing for the final?
No, I think the biggest problem for the Ukrainians now is to stay fit, focused on this, not get injured at all, and go into that final 100%.
Tell me about Vasil Vereshchuk. Where does he fit in?
Well, he's the current world's strongest man. I don't think he's been utilised to his full yet, but I think he will do when it comes to the final.
Absolutely. Let's go down to the beach. Here's Tammy Tyson.
You bet. We have 2 great teams competing today, and I think for Ukraine, if they do make it to the finals, the most important thing is that they stay fit without any injuries, because that'll be crucial if they do make it to the finals. Let's get started.
Jamie, Team Germany has won this competition 2 times before, but it's all about heart for them right now as they're just playing out the string.
Well, it's going to be very hard for them now. They're down to 3 men, so really they're 25% down on the team. It's going to be hard, Doug.
Absolutely. Team Ukraine looking for a win to move on to the finals and take on a very strong Team UK.
Up first in the St. Martin Island Stones, Team Ukraine!
So after winning the coin toss, Jamie, Team Ukraine elects to go first and put some pressure directly on Team Germany.
Yes, they've got the stones set up. They've got plenty of tape on. I think they'd like to try and crack this black stone. They haven't done it yet. That'll be their objective here today.
Do you think Team Ukraine will even attempt the black stone, knowing that the finals are just around the corner, or will they just try to scrape through and get their 4 victories here today?
I think the victory, obviously, is the first thing on the mind, but this is the last time they'll be able to attempt this black stone in competition before the final, and they haven't done it yet, so I think they'd like to get this under the belt before they go into the final.
Mikola Melnikov making quick work of the first stone. The yellow stone at 285 pounds goes up fairly easily. Vasil Vereshchuk through the green stone, tags off. Melnikov takes it to the far side again with the red stone. That stone goes from side to side, weighing 260 pounds. No problem for Bakarov on the brownstone at 330.
Yeah, that looked a very easy lift. Once again, Melnikov, he's going to be the runner with the red stone.
Vasil Vereshchuk. Talk about what it takes to get that blue stone up.
Well, you've got to stick with it. Once you get your hands on, you've got to stick with it, drive the hips through and lift it up, because it's a very awkward shape.
Jamie, how important is it for these competitors when they come out on the island stones, the way they place them before they attack them?
Well, they know exactly how they're going to pick them up. They know the strengths. And that guy just picked that pink up then and just mauled it onto the box.
Bakarov with a huge effort for Team Ukraine, and that will leave the big stone to Vasil Vereshchuk, your current world's strongest man.
Well, as the current world's strongest man, he'd love to put this stone on. Nobody wants to be remembered as the world's strongest man who couldn't lift the big stone.
405-pound black stone for Vasil Vereshchuk. He has it lapped. Looking for the proper grip. Very difficult. Can't get his big arms around the outside of the stone, Jamie.
Looks like he strikes it, though. That's going to give them a lot of confidence if they make it to the final.
That is the true essence of Vasil.
Laps the stone here, feeling around for the handholds. Feels like he's got a good grip, stands up, drives, and that's the black stone for the Ukraine.
Have you done the black stone during practice?
Я його пробував. На розминці пробував, я його ложив легко, просто зараз було таке відчуття, що не знаєш, куди його взяти, але нормально.
He did it before, 2 days ago, and he did it pretty easy. But today, you know, it's some kind of courage, I think, you know, so he just didn't know how to take it. So I can say that he will do it easy.
And isn't it always different doing it during practice or during an event? And this will be great practice.
Oh yeah, sure. Practice, it's a practice. You know, it's. But competition is even different. Absolutely, yeah.
Sure is. Thank you.
Break through all barriers to extreme muscle growth and fat loss with MHP's
So Team Germany steps in, and they have a mountain to climb in the opening event. Team Ukraine not only does all 6 stones, Jamie, but in the best time possible so far.
Yeah, it's an uphill struggle now for Team Germany with only 3 fit members.
Franz Biel picks up the 260-pound red stone, goes to the right-hand side. Biel tags off. Igor Werner has lapped the Yellowstone, gets it up and on. He'll tag off. Biel will be the running man, it looks like, as he'll move the red from side to side. He's got heavily taped palms as well.
Yeah, they've got a few injuries running through this team, especially with the hands.
The green stone up and on as Igor Werner does it again. Looks like Igor may just do the first 3 stones in his own.
Well, it looks like it. And then Anki Nuke will take on the heavier stones.
Werner has the brown one, the 330-pound brown stone up and on top of the platform.
Once again, Biel doing the running with the red stone.
Team Germany showing very little give. They've come out to compete. Anki Nuke now on the awkward blue stone.
350 pounds.
When you've got an awkward stone like this, does that put a lot of pressure on the lower back?
It puts a lot on the arms because you've got to use your arms to get it up. You can see he's struggling now because he never got the height. His arms have got to be low and underneath the stone to get maximum height.
Struggling to get that blue stone to the edge. He's got an arm underneath, just trying to get it over the edge, having trouble, and drops the stone.
Yeah, that's what we said, Doug. It's a very awkward stone, that blue one.
Well, Igor Werner looking to put up his 4th consecutive stone. The challenge for him is he has to dig it out of the stand now.
Yeah, it's dropped in, and maybe that's not the way he would like to pick the stone up. He's forced to take it like that.
Werner gets his arms around it. And he can't hang on. Anki Nuke will try it again.
Yeah, big problems here for Team Germany. Really starting to fall apart now. You can see he's not got this one properly either. No handholds, not enough height. This is a disaster for Germany.
It sure is. Team Germany unable to get up the blue stone, so they'll do 3 stones in 103.87.
See this first attempt at the blue. He just hasn't got the height. He's pushing the box over. And the second attempt, same again. He just can't get the height and the handholds.
Team Germany, you're going against Team Ukraine again. Does this bring back memories from last year?
Yeah, very bad memories, but it's okay. The Ukrainians are very strong, and we are a new team.
Right. Your team is different. Theirs is almost the same.
Yeah, and we hope we can took 2 or 3 victories, but I see.
And how is your hand doing? I know it's infected pretty badly.
It's not very good. It's like a balloon, you know.
It is. It's huge.
I had no grip and can't make anything.
Well,
It's very bad. Very bad for me. Very
Hopefully that'll heal up for your next competition. Good luck, Team Germany.
Team Ukraine picks up the win. 6 stones in 152.44. That is the quickest so far. Up next, our second event of the day, the Fisherman's Friend 3-man log press for reps. Surf pounding the sand. An active ocean is always the friend of a fisherman. Up next, event number 2, the Fisherman's Friend 3-man log press.
Up first in the Fisherman's Friend log press for reps, Team Germany.
Well, now you can see why Team Ukraine picked going first in the first event, because they knew Team Germany would have to do the stones and then come right back out and go right to the log press.
Yeah, it's always hard to go first at the log press. The other team's just waiting, knows exactly what it's got to beat.
We talk about the technique used in this event, Jamie. Really, teamwork and consistency is the big key.
It is, Doug, and when morale's low like on this German team now, we've said it before, but this is how injuries can happen. Making mistakes, your heart's not into it.
When you start making mistakes, that could also lead to injury.
Yep, for sure. The one thing you want to avoid is an accident, especially with these kind of big weights.
Franz Biel on the right-hand side, Igor Werner in the middle, Hanki Nud is on the left-hand side. Boy, that first press was a tough one.
Looked hard. Everything looks hard and slow now for this German team. Hanki Nook on this clean. Looks very, very tired and fatigued. Very, very slow coming up the chest.
Yeah, typically we see a four-man team that's interchangeable, but with the injury to Reinhard Sonner, who's standing in the background, it's been a three-man event, every event for Team Germany.
Little bit of a stutter there, coming down, hitting the middleman quite hard.
45 seconds.
See the clean, that's beginning to be the hardest part of the lift.
Jamie, notice the feet and where they're positioned. The feet on each of the athletes is not directly lined up.
No, they're all over the place. You can see now on this press, looking very ragged here. They're even missing the descent. It's not coming down controlled.
Talk to me about the inverted handles and the different set of muscles that they have to use that they wouldn't normally be using in a clean and jerk, say, Olympic style.
No, they're using the biceps here when they clean this log.
10 seconds. 10.
10 seconds left. Will Germany put up another rep? Unable to make it to the shoulders.
Nothing left in this Team Germany. Very disappointing performance.
They are disappointed, and they go back to their tent, does Team Germany. So Team Ukraine coming out of their tent, only 7 reps needed to take the victory in event number 2.
Yeah, this is just what the Ukraine wanted. They don't want to be working very hard. They want to get through this injury-free and be 100% fit for the final.
Well, with the win in event number 2 and possibly in event number 3 and 4, Team Ukraine will be heading off to the final to meet Team UK. Now, last time we saw Team Ukraine in the Fisherman's Friend log press for reps, they were very quick through the first 7 or 8 reps and then were able to power out and just really slow down, take the victory. You think they're going to come out flying to begin with again?
I think this will just be nice and steady, just get a rhythm, use it as a training session ready for the final. But I don't think they'll stop at the chest. I think they'll press straight through.
Vasil Vereshchuk on the right of your screen.
Yeah, they're going to use this as a practice session.
Zakharov in the middle, Starov on the end. Mikola Melnikov making the cadence for Team Ukraine.
Looking very smooth here, the Ukrainians.
Still keeping with the same style, where they go power right through the chest and straight up in the press.
Yeah, I think they'll be trying this technique and hoping in the final they can do this for the full 90 seconds.
45 seconds.
That's the 7th rep for Team Ukraine. That's enough for the victory in event number 2. Team Ukraine doing what they need to preserve themselves for the final against Team UK. Take a look at the Ukraine one more time. Very smooth indeed.
Yeah, you can see everything smooth. One guy shouting out the instructions, the other 3 following, and nice, easy, strong presses.
Team Ukraine will pick up the 10 points at event number 2, and Michael Starov is with our own Tammy Tyson.
During all these events, teamwork is important, but especially on this log press, teamwork is important. How important is it that you train together on this one?
I think this is the most important in this exercise, in this discipline, because there can be, 3 very strong guys, but they will do just different, sides, and it will be just a bullshit,
Sure.
Team Ukraine back-to-back victories lead 2-0 going into event number 3, the all-strength stone carry.
Every house needs a
Up first in the all-strength stone carry, Team Germany.
Now, last time we saw him in the all-strength stone carry, the challenge was grasping the stone high enough in the body that he was able to get a good walk. This time he gets it nice and high.
Well, it doesn't look like he's moving very quick here. His legs look as if they're very tired.
Take a look at the hands, Jamie. They're not even clasped together. That's going to be tough when the stone starts to slip.
No, you can see he's not really set out, prepared for this.
He has the all-strength stone more in a bear hug.
Well, that was a very poor carry. That's disappointing. His heart's not even in it. And he's not even out of breath. He could have put more into that if he'd have wanted to, Doug.
130 feet. Igor Werner still holds the stone.
150. 150 for Team Germany.
Werner makes the 150 barrier. And the turn back towards 225. Werner, the stone is slipping one more time. These guys, unfortunately, they're just not locking the hands together, and it's easily broken apart as they progress through the course.
Well, you know, from the word go, it doesn't look like they want to walk with the stone. They're not clasping their hands, they're not getting prepared for a walk and a 100% attempt.
A poor performance from Team Germany, and that is a wide open door to walk through for Team Ukraine.
Reinhard, Team Germany has been a part of All Strength for a number of years now, and the events change from year to year. They're very different than last year. Can you tell us what your thoughts are on that?
It's very, very hard this year, like last year, and it's the whole teams, the 8 teams, are very strong.
Isn't it? Have you noticed, that the teams have been getting stronger and stronger every year, and the competition is tougher?
That's it. We are a new team. We had no chance against the other teams now. We must come after and make it better next year, you know.
For sure, and go home and train. Did your old team, did you train together often in Germany?
Not so long, but I think next year we will train much more.
Yeah, sounds good. We can't wait to see you next year. Thanks, Reinhard.
So here comes Team Ukraine out of their tent, looking for their 3rd consecutive victory, this time in the all-strength stone carry. 253 feet, 3 inches is the distance to beat, and this should be fairly simple for Team Ukraine.
Yeah, this should be a walk in the park for the Ukrainian team to give them a 3-0 lead.
Michael Starov will be the man first out of the gate for Team Ukraine. Nice high grip. Starov gets it under the chin, takes off.
You see, even though Starov knows he hasn't got to walk a long way, he's come out prepared, he's got a good grip, his arms are wrapped. Very professional of him to do this. This is what Germany aren't doing.
The first 75 feet is good for Michael Starov. Back to complete 150 feet as he moves toward the line.
150 feet.
Starov makes the tag. Has to turn around. He wasn't quite sure if he made it over the line. That's a few seconds that he'd like to have back.
Just have to touch the line.
Well, he drops now and leaves it for Vereshchuk to go through the motions to give the Ukrainians another win.
You think Team Ukraine, Jamie, are just really going through the motions? They know they can beat the distance, but it's really just setting it up to see maybe how far they can go in the final against the UK?
Well, yeah, they'll be looking at, you know, what feels comfortable, where they want to sit the rock on the chest. This is like a training session for them. They're looking forward to bigger things against Team UK in the final.
Through 225 feet, Vasil Vereshchuk. Nice pace going. Vereshchuk always been a good athlete in this type of event.
Well, this is the first time we've really seen Vereshchuk moving well with the stone. He knows that's enough for the win.
301 feet. That is the finishing effort from Team Ukraine, and they take away the victory in our 3rd event as expected. Jamie, take a look at Michael Starov once again. Just over 150 feet. He makes the drop, knowing that Vereshchuk can do 150 with ease.
Yeah, and then Vereshchuk just comes in. Interesting to see Vereshchuk sprinting here with it. Maybe he's trying out, see if he wants to know how fast he can go with it. Gets over the mark and just chucks it down for another easy win.
Speed on that. You obviously didn't go as far as you could. What do you think is your estimated farthest that you can carry this stone?
It's very difficult. It's very hard to say, actually, you know. Maybe, you know, 7 distances, maybe more. It depends of...
Is the temperature making a difference today? It's a little bit cooler today. There's a bit of a breeze. Does that make a difference?
I can say the weather is good. It is not too cool, not too hot. It's a pretty nice wind. So the weather is very nice now.
Team Ukraine blowing through their 3rd consecutive victory, lead 30-15 after 3 events. We're coming back with event number 4, the DV 4-man Sudan Walk.
MHP, setting new standards in sports nutrition.
From the toughest par 3 green in the Caribbean, we move to our 4th event, the DV 4-man Sudan Walk. Let's go to Marshall Ennis and Magnus for Magnuson.
Magnus, this is a tough event, 1,420 pounds, 650 kilos. They've had a couple teams already, including the Germans, try with 3 men. Obviously, they're going to have to do that again today.
Well, it looks like it. Reinhardt is basically out of the game, so he would be no good on this. So they're going to have to try it with 3 men and see how it goes.
So here comes Team Germany out, set to take on the DV 4-man Sudan Walk. The Cannon weighing 1,420 pounds. And of course, as we said before, comes from Fort Amsterdam, right here on the Dutch side of St. Martin. Team Germany is going to attempt this with 3 men. We know this is extremely difficult, Jamie.
Well, it's impossible to finish the course with 3 men. They've just got to try and get as far as they can. And as Magnus for Magnuson said, I think you let the front guy pick up first and then lift the rear second.
Antti Knud picks up, makes his way a couple of feet. Antti will try it again. Franz Biel and Igor Werner in the back, and this is an extremely excruciating event when you've only got 3 men. It's very tough on the grip because the grip, Jamie, has to be another 4 inches outside of where you would normally pick up.
Yeah, it really opens the shoulder joints up. The apparatus is built for 4 men. And for 3 guys to try and lift this, it's very difficult.
Well, Team Germany at 2 feet 8 inches, and you know the Team Ukraine with a full 4-man crew is going to be able to knock off that mark. Tammy Tyson has Reinhard Sauter.
Reinhard, this event is obviously a 4-man event. Doing it with 3 men is extremely hard, as well as isn't the difference, the length between the handles even different?
Yeah, that's
never mind the weight, but
yeah, the 3 men, it's too heavy, you know, for 3 men. It's a 4-man event, and it's my fault that I'm not here.
well, it's not your fault that you hurt your hand. I mean, it happened.
But it's very hard for me, okay? And but they're going about 1 meter. It's okay.
Yeah, they did it. They picked it up.
They're very strong. They will. They will.
They do have will.
So Team Ukraine getting set for the DV 4-man Sudan Walk. And there you see Mikola Melnikov and Michael Stodov in the back for the 4-man Sudan Walk. That would leave Vasil Vereshchuk up front, as well as Pikatov, Alexander Pikatov. Well, actually, Team Ukraine now has decided, you know what? In deference to Team Germany, they're going to try this event with only 3 athletes as well, and may the better team win, Jamie. That's a class act.
Well, it's very sporting. They just think it could be a little bit of a mistake here from Team Ukraine, because the guy who picks the front end up, he's got a big chance of getting injured, hurting his hands. This is the last thing they want. You know, the Ukraine should pick it up with 4 men, get the win, go up the course, and that's it. There's no room for sportsmanship if you want to win this challenge.
Well, Team Ukraine will try to do it with 3 men, and the world's strongest man is the man that will be up front. That is Vasil Vereshchuk.
Ukraine is also decided to try this with 3 men.
So Vasil will heavily tape his wrist. And I understand your concern. An injury here would decimate this team for the final.
Yeah, it's very brave by Vereshchuk this, but it could be very foolish as well.
Vereshchuk heavily chalking up the hand. Use the magnesium to flatten out the tape. Vereshchuk on the lift, unable to do so.
See, very foolish this by Team Ukraine.
Michael Stodov can't get the apparatus off the ground alone. Well, Team Ukraine unable to move the apparatus, and Team Germany looks on in disbelief that they may walk away with a victory in the DV four-man Sudan walk.
Well, here you see they brought 4 men in and they're going to take the victory anyway. So was it sporting?
Well, Team Ukraine will go 1 lap at 75 feet. And that will pick up a victory in event number 4. And boy, that was very tough to watch, Jamie.
Yeah, well, you see Vereshchuk trying to be a lot braver, lifting the front end up on his own, and decides nope. And in the end, they just let 4 men run half the course.
Team Ukraine leads 4-0, 40-20, moving to our 5th event. That is Strongman Wrestling, best 2 out of 3 as we pound through the waves at the DV Little Bay Resort.
Zoom on into Redway now
From the DV Little Bay Resort in Saint Martin, we go to event number 5, Strongman Wrestling, best 2 out of 3.
Team Germany, Team Ukraine, Strongman Wrestling, best 2 out of 3.
Well, both teams sending their pit bulls out there with Miko Melnikov and Franz Biel coming out for Team Germany.
Yeah, both guys very similar physiques here. This is going to be an interesting bout.
Both guys as well, Jamie, a very low center of gravity and are going to be very hard to toss around the ring.
Yep. And there's one thing here, no excuse from the Germans. They can win this if they put the heart and soul into this.
Biel trying to steer Mikola Melnikov to the outside. Melnikov looking for the toss. Biel gets a knee down toward the ground. Trying to hold off the surge from Team Ukraine's Mikola Melnikov. Melnikov doing a good job putting the shoulder right into the chest of Franz Biel from Team Germany.
Well, this is better from Biel. He's just waiting for the initiative.
The longer this match goes, Jamie, the more the ring gets chewed up.
Yeah, it's very hard because your feet are sinking in. You could twist an ankle.
Biel pushed out of the ring, so they'll set it again.
Melnikov blowing a little bit here.
Franz Biel deciding it's not all about power in strongman wrestling. It could be about endurance as well.
And technique. He's just leaning on Melnikov and trying to tire him out.
There you go.
Which muscles would fatigue the quickest in this type of event?
Well, I just think CV, it's overall body strength. You've got legs for stability. You're using your arms to pull the harness in, and it just tires you out. It's an overall body workout, this.
Biel staying high on top of Melnikov. Melnikov looking to reach around to the left side and just flip Franz Biel. Melnikov looking for the throw. It's not there.
Well, this is the longest bout we've seen by far, Doug.
In the middle again.
Well, Mikola Melnikov, knowing that he just needs a break, pushes Franz Biel out of the ring and gets another stoppage.
Come on. Right away. Wait. Up.
Franz Biel's strategy must be working, Jamie, as Mikola Melnikov is just breathing heavily.
Yeah, Biel's just resting on him and tiring him out. You feel as if Melnikov's only got a little bit left now. He's pushing the head into Biel.
Melnikov tries to finish it off with a hip toss. It's not there.
Well, I don't think Beal's been aggressive here. He's just trying to spoil it.
Both men go to the ground.
Ukraine.
Team Ukraine will pick up the victory. That was one of the longest matches we've seen, Jamie, but at the end, Mykola Melnikov comes through.
You see here, Melnikov always been the aggressor. Beal's more or less spoiling the fight. And Melnikov gets his reward when he takes Beal down. 1-0 Ukraine.
So after a nice job by Mykola Melnikov, Team Ukraine leads 1-0 in the best of three, and they're going to bring out Alexander Pekarov and look to sweep this best of three strongman wrestling.
Yeah, they'd like to bring it to a close quickly as possible now. I think the thoughts are going to be on the final.
Stand up, stand up. Just stand up. Wait, 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 wait. Okay, take your grip. Wait, wait. You got your grips? Okay, hold it. Back off, Germany, a little bit. Back this way.
Head judge and
This way a little
referee,
bit, Germany. Back off.
four-time world's strongest man, Magnus for Magnuson,
Okay.
making sure everybody gets a fair chance
Ready?
at strongman wrestling.
Well, Pekarov's the bigger man here. Must be at least 70, 80 pounds heavier than Hanky Nook.
Good battle coming to the edge. Pekarov trying to lift him up. Both members with strong grip.
Come on, Igor. Let's go.
Well, once again, Germans deciding to spoil a little bit. But they're pushing the big Ukrainian back. Something's got to give, and it does.
It absolutely does, as Team Ukraine takes the sweep in strongman wrestling. As Alexander Pekarov is a happy man. 2-0, the Ukraine wins it, takes the 10 points, and lead with a clean sweep of all 5 events.
You see Nook trying to spoil the fight again, not being the aggressor. Pekarov pulls him in, lifts him, falls down on top of him for a win for the Ukrainians.
Which are your strongest events for tomorrow?
For tomorrow, the same. The log lift, pull push, Sudan walk, I think it's okay for us. Wrestling, yeah, it's good too.
Okay, good stuff. Thanks.
Team Ukraine with a clean sweep through the first 5 events, lead 50 points to 25. Event number 6 is up next, MHP's 3-man pole push. From the TV Little Bay Resort, we dive into our next event, MHP's 3-man pole push. Let's go down to the beach. Here's Marshall Ennis and Magnus for Magnuson.
Thanks, Doug. Magnus, this pole push, perfect weather for it, perfect conditions. These two teams will be fighting hard. Will Team Germany give this right up to the end? This is one of their favorite events, and in the past, one of their strongest events.
Well, in the past, it was one of the strongest events, but they don't have that strong guy that had on the anchor those past years, and that's made a lot of difference to them.
It has so, and also, best 2 out of 3, they don't really have another man to substitute to as well.
No, they don't. Reinhard Sauter is basically out of the game.
Let's find out how they do. This one's for pride. Let's bring them out. The MHP pole push, Team Germany, Team Ukraine.
Well, here comes Team Germany and Team Ukraine, event number 6, Jamie. And you know this event is a big event for Team Ukraine. They are undefeated in this event, much like Team UK, and that's going to set up a wonderful final.
Yeah, one of the guys has got, well, one of the teams has got to lose the record, that is for sure, Doug. This one here against Germany for the Ukraine, I think they'll want to get it over with as quick as possible and be very explosive from the start.
Boys, take your grip.
And drive them back immediately.
Vasil Vereshchuk up front, Michael Starov in the middle, and Alexander Pekarov is the end man for Team Ukraine. Continued up front for Team Germany. Igor Werner in the middle, Franz Biel manning the rear guard, and Biel standing almost straight up, just trying to absorb the pressure from Team Ukraine.
Yeah, he's not really digging in. Another half-hearted attempt from Germany. You can see Biel's not even trying to push. The Ukrainians now just going through the motions, pushing them back.
Team Germany out over the edge, and they drop event number 1. They drop the first in the best of 3 pole push to Team Ukraine. Jamie, a great job by Team Ukraine, just surging one after another.
Yeah, but you can see there's no spirit. Beal not really doing a good job as anchorman, allowing the Ukrainians a first easy win.
Team Ukraine discussing if they're going to use the same 3 guys.
Yeah, I think that's the 3 most powerful guys, what they've got on now. They'll want to get this over with as quickly as possible.
Well, Team Ukraine elects to use the same 3 members that they were using for the first go-round. And, of course, Team Germany pretty much has to use the same 3 members. They're down to 3 on their team, once again, due to the injured hand of Reinhard Sauter.
Ready?
Look at Team Ukraine. Look at the way they start, just backs to their opponents and legs driving.
Yeah, they just hold a little bit.
Interesting that some teams like to use the legs more than the upper body in this event.
Yeah, I think it's like tug of war, you know, you've got to move like a caterpillar, all the legs simultaneously, like now, like the Ukraine are doing, just edging forward, little bit at a time.
Team Ukraine. Feet buried in the sand, just pushing Team Germany back to the outer quarters of the quadrant. Franz Biel looking to hang on at the back end for Team Germany. Only another foot or so before Team Ukraine as they push it through and go on to the second consecutive victory.
See here, Varaschuk shouts out to command. The guys respond, they all push together, forcing Germany out.
Let's go down to Tammy Tyson.
You are undefeated during this pole push, and so is UK, which you'll be going against tomorrow. Do you feel you can take them on this?
I think we are better than UK in this discipline. Last year they won us in this discipline, but it was, nothing dependent of this, and we just give them it. I'm sure that we are better. We are the best in this discipline.
So, and you're going to use the same men as you used today, the same lineup?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, thank you.
Michael Starov for Team Ukraine. They're a perfect 6-0 through the first 6 events. They move into event number 7, the Schick Extreme 3 Weight for Height.
Zoom on in to Rentway now for low sale rental rates on an RCA 52-inch big screen TV and big savings on 4 Ashley 7-piece living room sets. Or pay a week and get a week free. Check your mailbox for your Rentway flyer this week.
Break through all barriers to extreme muscle growth and fat loss with MHP's Macrobolic Nutrition. Now you can get big, strong, and shredded, just like Dave Hawk. He gained 16 pounds of muscle. And John Ririck added 7 inches to his chest. Now you too can transform your body with Macrobolic Nutrition supplements powered by Supro Performance Protein. Evolve your body with Macrobolic MRP, the perfectly balanced meal supplement.
Up first in the Schick Extreme 3 Weight for Height, Team Germany!
Jamie, Team Germany comes out of the tent, and not only has nobody done the 114-pound implement, but the 100's only gone over.
Yeah, there was only Team USA successful at that 100-pound weight. This is going to be a real fight for Team Germany to even get up to the 86. They've had the stuffing knocked out of them today by Team Ukraine. Morale and confidence is at a low. And Team Germany just seem like they've lost interest. They're 6-0 down.
Well, it's going to be Franz Biel and Igor Werner as the tossers for Team Germany.
On the referee's command.
Reinhard Sauter will be the feeder, and Hunt Canute will be the retriever. 42 pounds.
Up and over.
No problem with 42 pounds.
56 pounds.
Nice and smooth again. Little bit out of sync again there. You could see it on the release.
Franz Biel let the implement go significantly in advance of Igor Werner. That's up and over.
56 over.
The athletes, too, are almost face-to-face rather than standing straight out, so that takes away a lot of their power, doesn't it?
Well, they're taking away one leg. They've got to stand face on so they can utilize the legs and hips. As you can see there, the technique is terrible. There's no momentum coming out of that throw at all, Doug.
Igor Werner has to shift his body more even and parallel with Franz Biel to be successful. That one's up and comes up shy as well. 3 misses for Team Germany. Only 2 implements have been completed. The 42 and 56.
Yeah, you get the feeling that the heart's not in this at all. It's not going close to the top of those raises at all.
And 4 more weights.
13-foot Schick Extreme 3 Razor. 72-pound implement for Team Germany.
Once again, they throw not even close.
Team Germany will have to take their time on 2 weights. 37-74.
Team Ukraine comes out of their tent only needing the 3rd implement to go up and over the giant Schick Extreme 3 Razor.
Well, once again, Team Ukraine can use this as training for the final. This will be the last time they throw these implements now before they go up against the Team UK.
First weight, 42
Just be looking at getting some momentum together and some unison in the swinging.
Up and over.
Team Ukraine with their first toss up and over, clearing nicely at 42 pounds. And Jamie, they might even be a little too close to the giant razor.
Yeah, I think they just got the trajectory wrong. That's a lot better, that one. Lot better clearance there.
At 72 pounds, Mikola Melnikov brings in the next implement for Team Ukraine.
You see these, the legs are together, watch. All 4 legs bend at the same time, Doug. This is the difference. This is good technique. Watch again here when they throw. Look, legs bending together, all 4.
Nice job.
A good throw.
Team Germany will get beaten for the 7th consecutive event by Team Ukraine. The Ukrainians with 4 implements and congratulate each other on the clean sweep.
Once again, you can see using the legs together, the hips are coming through, a nice drive, an even release, and a good clearance for Team Ukraine.
Are you excited about competing for the finals? Again, you made it to the finals. Coming into this competition, seeing the competition and realizing that it was a little bit tougher than last year. Did you know you were going to make it to the finals again? Did you feel strong?
Yes, we feel strong, but you're right. All teams are much better than last year, and this competition much harder.
But you came in stronger too.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. We have our secret weapon, Vasil. He is the best in the world now.
That's
so
right.
he can do.
All right, well, good luck with the finals, boys.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, Team Ukraine proved why they're the defending champions and move on to the final. A big 7-0 victory over Team Germany. And Jamie, you got to believe this Team Ukraine is on a roll.
Well, they were just coasting today. It was a very workmanlike performance because I think they know they've got bigger fish to fry in the final against Team UK.
Did you expect more from Team Germany?
Well, I did, yes. I think they were very poor in what they were doing. You know, they came out, even in the wrestling where they could have gone for a win, they seemed to spoil it a little bit. I was disappointed with their attitude today.
How about big Vasil Vereshchuk getting that 405-pound Blackstone up and on the platform?
Well, now they know that they can compete against Team UK in the Island Stones. They can all get all of the stones, but now it's who can get it in the quickest time.
What do you think is going to happen for the final? Each event, it's going to be very close.
Well, the one I'm looking forward to, Doug, is the pole push. Both teams are unbeaten in that event. I think that could be make or break in the final tomorrow.
I couldn't agree with you more. For my partner, Jamie Reeves, for Tammy Tyson, Marshall Ennis, and Magnus for Magnuson, I'm Doug Anderson. Thanks for joining us on MHP's All Strength USA, the nation's challenge series from the DV Little Bay Resort in Saint Martin.
NHP, setting new standards in sports nutrition.